Good morning, or I don't even know what it is. Probably close to noon now. Oh, I'm out for my walk and thinking about things because once again, the man across the street from me is driving me fucking nuts. And it probably isn't so much him, if I am going to be honest about things. It's me trying to make sense of this whole thing because I got him staring me in the face across the street all the time. Which, I have been putting as my mistake, but it ain't my mistake. We live across from each other, and the truth of the matter is I was there first. But that doesn't really matter. The point is that we both got into this relationship, not just me. And I'm sick of fucking taking the fucking blame for everything. This is a man who had no sex drive from the beginning. And I knew this was a problem. And I have blamed myself for that. But the reality is he assured me this wasn't an issue. Assured me. And then there's me. Because I have an extensive sexual past. And I am not shy about it. I am 48 years old and I've been around the block. Probably a couple times. You're not going to walk up into a bar that I haven't slept with anybody. That is the way it is. And you know what? I am okay with that. Let's be clear. I'm okay with that. But I am not going to take judgment from somebody else. This is my life. It ain't your fucking life. You're not the one that has to deal with it or live with it. I do. And I know what my moral compass is. And yes, I cheated on Mike to get out of that goddamn relationship. Because every time I tried to break up, and I tried to break up over this sexual situation because you know what? He held it over my head. And he wants to play this out like it happened differently. But what he did was make me feel like my behavior wasn't good enough to have sex with me. And that wasn't all in my fucking head the way he likes to make it sound. He did that to me. And now he finally admitted to the fact that he had no intention on fingering me and getting me off because he wasn't going to get anything out of it. So, you know what? I don't know. Maybe it is just me, but to me, that sounded like my sexual satisfaction was not important enough to him to save this relationship. Because he was so hell-bent on me not having any sex. Maybe this is all in my fucking head, but why wouldn't you do it? Because if I didn't have much of a sexual interest, one, I'd be doing something about it. And it wouldn't be because I was in a relationship. It would be because I like my sexuality. I like sex, and you know what? I'm allowed to. Jesus, fuck. That doesn't make me psycho, and it doesn't make me a nympho. I'm not out sacrificing my entire well-being for sex. That is not happening in my world. Yeah, I went out and had sex to end that relationship because I knew that was the only way I was going to get out of it. Because every time I mentioned the fact that this sexual problem was a fucking problem for me, he talked me into staying, telling me he's willing to do stuff. No. He never did anything about his sexual... You know what? He went and got a bottle of pills that he refused to take. When he would take them, he'd take too many. So then I would be sitting around worrying about whether or not he's going to have a heart attack. Or I don't know what happens if he take too much of that shit. And I should sit around and worry about that. And he knew that that was an issue. This isn't stuff that I just assumed that he knew. This is stuff that I voiced my opinion on. And he didn't care about any of that. Because you know what he cares about? Him. But he wants to make me believe that I'm the freaking selfish one. Dude, I can tell you right now that if I was having a sexual issue, I would do whatever I had to satisfy you if I loved you. Definitely. Because I know what that means. And I understand that. And I know how important it is to somebody. But what he did is flat out ignored me. I'm going to bed crying at night. Now he claims he never knew that. Well, you know what? You're laying right next to me. Is that an excuse? You're laying next to the person that you say you are so in love with. Yet you don't want to touch them and you don't realize they're crying themselves to sleep because of this whole sexual problem. What does that say? And I thought I was going nuts. I seriously thought I was going nuts. Like I had such a sexual problem. What the fuck is wrong with me? But you know what? You know what I was guilty of? Loving him and wanting him. And the entire time he held it over my head telling me there's something wrong with me. Made me feel like there was something wrong with me. And of course now he turns that all around like that never happened. It's all in my head. No, I didn't have all that stuff. It didn't just happen in my head. And you know what? This whole thing where I cheated on him has bothered me so badly because I actually feel bad. And he still tells me that I deserved to have nothing but a toy while I was in a relationship. And that he was not responsible for anything because he wasn't getting anything out of it. And that is a perfectly okay way to be. Which, you know what? It is. It is. But then you're by yourself. You're not having a relationship with me because I'm not going to be treated that way. And that is what reality is. It's bullshit. And you know what? We can't even have a conversation because... And I keep thinking it's me. You know what it is I'm so upset about this because I didn't understand any of it. But the reality is that he is so self-centered that it did not matter. My feelings never mattered. And maybe he loved me, I don't know. But dude, I don't need that kind of love. This is what that love does. It tears the other person down. Bottom line is, you know what I want in a relationship? I want somebody to treat me with the same respect that they would treat themselves. That's it. And that apparently is really fucking difficult. Because I don't know that people are even capable of treating each other anymore any better than dirt. Because after what I've been through in the last 3 months, I just don't have words for it anymore. And with that, I am passing, or whatever you want to call it. I'm signing off. Later.